The lifeblood of a business is cash flow. What's going on, family? Welcome back to another episode of Financial Freedom Fast Lane, and you get the vibes. The quicker you get to your dream life, the longer you get to live it. And I'm your host, George Acheampong, and I have something on my beard. Okay, now we are good. So when it comes to being an entrepreneur and a business owner, right, you might have a really good idea about what it is you want to do, what it is you want to sell. And so when you think about your business model, you have to understand the sales cycle of the things that you sell so that maybe you can diversify your offers so that you can have, different ways in which you make money, right? So let's talk about short, medium, and long-term sales cycles. So in my mind, a short-term sales cycle is any product or service that you can sell where the transaction can happen relatively immediately, or let's say within a 7-day period, right? It's not a lot of red tape. For me, I think about things about like low ticket products, things that people can go on a website and purchase. If it is a service, something that's very easy for people to transact. And as a result, it's not a really big buying decision. And because of that, people can make that decision quickly and you can continue to have cash flow coming into your business. So when you think about what you sell right now, is it a sales cycle where someone can literally buy it immediately and make a quick decision? Or is it something that's going to take people a long time to kind of be in your ecosystem before they buy it, which is not necessarily mutually exclusive with a sales cycle, because sometimes some people just have to get to know you and your product more before they want to spend money. But is it something that requires people to think more, or is it something that has more red tape and there's just a bigger barrier to entry or a process to be able to transact, right? So the first one is within 7 days. Ideally, you want to have something in your business where you can just have cash flow coming in, all the time, immediately, instantly, daily, weekly, right? As long as it's less than 7 days by my standard, my measuring stick, I would consider that a short sales cycle, right? A medium sales cycle would be anything from, let's just call it, I say 30 days, right, to 90 days, right? That's a medium sales cycle. And these are typically things where it's really just a bigger buyer commitment. Maybe they have to get approval or somebody else involved. And it could make me more money for you, but the transaction might take a little bit of time for it to actually happen, right? Now, again, why is it important to understand this? Because if you have a pipeline of products or services that are all in the medium sales cycle kind of block, right? But you have bills and expenses and payroll that all are happening weekly and monthly, then that could potentially put you in a cash flow constraint, right? So you got to ask yourself, if I have a business model that incorporates this type of sales cycle, either one, I have to be really, really good with money management, right? To deal with the ebbs and flows until my pipeline is just so full to where eventually as the money comes in, it feels like it's happening weekly or monthly. Or I need to have other products and services that can offset this particular sales cycle, right? Because if not, then it could really put you in a cash crunch. And again, I think that's why sometimes businesses fail. It's not because they don't have a good product or service. It's not because they don't understand business or their business. It's because of the cash flow cycle relative to their product or service that they are selling. You have the best product in the world, but if you have cash flow constraints, you're not going to be able to keep your doors open. So it's important to understand these different thresholds so you can figure out what levers you can pull, whether it is I'm going to make sure I have good capital reserves, or I'm going to expand my product offering to offset the fact that I have this delayed sales cycle, right? When it comes to closing the business, right? Last but not least, you have your larger sales cycles, right? These are things that could take anywhere from, let's just call it 6 months, right? Maybe to even over a year to close, right? That is what I would consider a pretty long sales cycle. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. So like in my world, that might be like if I'm trying to secure a corporate contract for financial services, right? That's going to take an extended period of time. A short sales cycle might be selling an ebook or a course or a membership subscription online. That can happen, relatively instantaneously. Somebody becoming a B2C client of ours, right? That might be a medium sales cycle because, it's a commitment on their end and they have to decide if now is the time and if they want to make that financial decision. So for me, it was just a better decision overall to diversify the way in which we have products and services so that, right, we don't ever feel like this business model is bad or we can't do this business model because the sales cycle is too long. We just have ways to fill the gaps with other products and services that have shorter sales cycles. Speaking of short, this is one of those videos where it didn't take a whole lot, right? Like this is a quick, tangible nugget. I want you to dissect your business and ask yourself based upon trends, not based upon assumptions or what I think my sales cycle is. Like, what is my sales cycle? How long does it take the moment someone inquires about my product or service to the moment they transact? What is the average timeline? Because that is going to help you influence decisions on how you can grow, decisions on projecting cash flow, and of course, decisions on how your business is going to sustain itself, right, throughout these various sales cycles. I hope that you found this video helpful. It was one of the quicker ones, but again, I just want to give you a quick, tangible nugget. So if this was a product I was selling, this would easily be in the quicker sales cycle. But I hope that you found this valuable. Let me know in the comments below what is the most, I guess, like typical sales cycle for your current business based upon the products and services that you sell. And let me know if you will be adding products or services that might fall into different buckets so that you can have a more diversified cash flow model. See you next time. Peace.